Welcome to Making It Your Own with Kimberly. And today we will be cutting out pockets and constructing pockets. I will show you how to construct the pocket, whether it be pants or a skirt that you're putting them into on the side seams. So let's get started. Now we're going to be drafting pockets and learning how to sew pockets together. So first of all, I have my pattern piece. Now I have two different size pockets. One pocket I may use for pants, and this one I tend to use for skirts. It's a longer pocket, if you can see the difference. They're different sizes, okay? One's a little bit wider than the other, and then one's a little bit narrower. This one, the longer one, I use this one for my infinity dresses, my maxi skirts. This one I can use for a skirt as well if I want a shorter pocket, because sometimes the pockets go way down in the leg, and some people don't like that. So these are your patterns. If you do not have a pattern, a pocket pattern, you can use your hand to make a pattern. But actually, I took my pattern out of a pattern and just extended it a little bit. But you can use a pattern, a pocket pattern out of one of McCall, Simplicity, Butterick, and use it as your pattern, okay? I just took one, made it a little bit wider, a little bit longer for my needs, but you can use those. Now, you can also trace your hand. I don't like the hand method. It just doesn't feel right in the garment to me. So I prefer to get a professional made pocket and use it in a garment. It just looks better in the garment because I like for my garment to look good on the inside as well as the outside. Okay, so you're going to need your patterns, and then you're going to need some fabric. I'm actually using a muslin, and I'm going to use just 2 pieces of muslin, and we're just going to show you how to put them in on the side seams of your garment. So what I'm going to do, let me just cut this open. We're going to use this muslin, and we're going to make it like it's the front and back of our skirt, okay? Front and back of our skirt. That's what we're going to make this seam to be, okay? So let's get that. So I have some muslin, and the side seams are open. Both of the side seams are open. And always working, when you're working with your pockets, let's just mark this because we want this to be the back. We're marking it. And we want this to be the front. But what I do when it's the wrong side, I'll put back, wrong side, front, wrong side. Okay, so I'll know that's the wrong side of the fabric. All right, so first thing we're going to do is actually cut our pockets out. So what I like to do is I might have fabric like this. I might get about a yard or so, okay? And I would fold it because my thing is time consumption. I like everything that's not time consuming. So I would fold it one time in half. Now this is 2 things of fabric, and you're going to need 4 of these. 4, okay? So we're going to fold it again. And now we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. Fold it in half one time, and you're going to have 4 pockets. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to need 4 pockets, okay? Let's do it. Make sure I'm on the wrong side of the fabric. Let's turn this around for the wrong side of the fabric. Wrong side of the fabric. So we're going to make sure you're on the wrong side of your fabric, okay? You take it and just take about a yard of, not even a yard of fabric, half a yard of fabric, okay, just for your pockets, and you fold it over just enough so it's wide enough and long enough for your pockets. So we're going to lay our pockets here, okay, and then we're going to pin them down. So we're going to have 4 pockets in one cut, okay? It's time consuming is everything. You don't want anything to take you a long time. So I'm showing it my way. It might not be the right way, but it's my way, and it's been working for me. So we're just going to pin it right here because you want these to stay. You don't want them to move. So you try to pin them up in the areas that's kind of up and puckering a little bit. So that should do it. This last pin should do it. And then you're going to just cut them out. We're cutting them out. Oops. And also make sure when you're having scissors, I always use one scissor for my fabric and one scissor for paper. I have two scissors now for fabric, but if you want, don't mix up your scissors because they get dull when you keep cutting paper with your good scissors. For instance, let's see. These are very good scissors. These are my Gingher scissors, and this is what I use to cut fabric, okay? Very good scissors. These scissors, I just fly-by-night scissors. I don't even think they have a name on it, but they cut really good when they're very new, so that's why I'm using them to cut this. But I would usually use these to cut paper, okay? So now, if we take this all apart, we're going to have 4 pockets. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what you want to do is kind of mark your fabric so you'll know. Usually I'll just put chalk. You can buy this chalk. I buy it on eBay. I think it's like $8 or $9 for like different colors, blue, white, yellow, and it's very good chalk. So I would just mark my back side of my fabric, my wrong side of my fabric, just with a mark so I know that it's the wrong side. This is always going to be the right side, and back side. Right side, wrong side, right side, back side. So now we got two pockets, okay? That's going to be one side for your left side. This is going to be for your right side, okay? So now we got our pockets right here. So now we're going to come back and we're going to get our fabric. All right, now this is our fabric. And with your fabric, you want to have, because it's the front and back. Let's see, hold on. Okay. All right, let's just do it like this. Okay, so we're going to have, so we're going to have, the front piece is always one whole piece, okay? So remember, anytime that you're sewing a maxi skirt, a pencil skirt, whatever you're sewing, the front is going to be a whole front piece unless you want a seam in the middle. Okay, so we have one whole piece. Okay. So now we're going to find the right side of the fabric. This right side. Yeah. I don't know why I put a W in right starts with a R. Forgive me, please. I'm kind of crazy today. All right, so now we have the right side of our fabric. This is our right side of our fabric. All right, these two pieces are going to be for the back, because with the back, if you're doing a skirt, you always have pieces that's open. You're going to have two pieces because this is where your zipper would go, okay? We're going to be doing that a little later in another video. But right now we're going to work on the skirt and the pockets. So what we're doing now, this is the front of your pocket, all right? So we're going to take the left side. I'm working on my left side. It might look to your right on the camera, but I'm working on my left side, okay? So we're going to take right side to right side, okay? Right side to right side, and you're going to pin the front pocket, all right? So let's pin our pocket. You want to pin your pocket. Right side to right side. Now we're going to go to the other side. Now this side that came with it is going to be for the back side. So we lay that to the side, and now we're going to get our other piece that's for the right side, and we're going to do right side to right side. Right side to right side, okay? Which is going to be here. All right, we're going to pin it. And you pin at the top, the end, and the middle. Top, end, and middle. Top, end, and middle. Okay, so now we have the front pockets pinned. Left side, right side. Okay, so when I say right side to right side, that's meaning the right side of the fabric, right side of the pocket. That's what I'm meaning, right side to right side. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to sew this 5/8 seam allowance. We're going to double it. We're going to back stitch. Just come over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. Pull that down. So now we're going to do a 5/8 seam allowance. We're going to start at the end. Put your needle down. Start. Back stitch. 5/8 seam allowance. Okay, so now we have our first pocket connected. Now, what I want to do is just kind of, usually I would open my seam. We're going to open this pocket up and we're going to finger press. My previous videos, you know what I'm mean by finger press. But usually you would just take an iron and open up the seam. Finger pressing is just taking your finger and your nail, going in the seam like so, okay? So when you close it, that's what you get. Very clean, okay? We're going to leave it open for a minute. We're going to come on the other side, and we're going to sew 5/8 seam allowance for the next one. All right. Put needle in, backspace, 5/8 seam allowance. Back stitch at the end. Take it out. All right. Now we have the second pocket that's sewn to the front. Again, we'll open it up and we'll finger press. Open up the seam and finger press. Okay, now we have two front sides. That's right side, left side. Okay, now we're going to leave this face up. Now we're going to go to our back seams. Our back, this is our back part of our skirt. Okay, so we're going to turn it on the right side, and we're going to do the very same thing, okay? So this is going to be right side to right side, pin, and then we're going to do right side to right side, pin. And then we're going to go again and do 5/8 seam allowance on both. Okay, now I'm going to go do that, and I'll come right back to show you how to connect the two. Okay, now that I've sewn, this is my back side of my skirt. Okay, remember, it's going to have two parts. Okay, so this would actually be like where your zipper would go, but this is the pocket for the back, pocket for the front. So now I'm going to show you how to connect them. So we're going to start with the left side first, and all we're going to do is line them up. Okay, line hold on a second. Let me make this even. So, because this material is not even with what I'm doing. Okay. So, we're going to line them up here at the tip. Okay, line it up and pin. We're just going to pin it. We're going to pin it so we can sew it. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a smooth, pretty pocket. So we're just pinning this all the way down. Make sure it's lined up really well. Now, before I do any of sewing clothing, I don't know if you guys have a serger. If you don't, invest in one. It is very, very good to have because it makes the clothes very, very nice on the inside. And it also is good for not raveling. What I want to show you guys, when I'm pinning this together, if you see here where it connects and the seam is here, I always fold it, turn it over, the pocket to the front of the skirt or pants, whichever I'm sewing. Okay, so don't do it to the back here where the zipper would be. Don't do it to the back. Take it when you're pinning it, go to the front and make sure that it's at the front and stick a pin in it right here so you'll know that when you're sewing, it's going to be to the front. It's going to stay, because when you go around, when you sew, you're going to sew around this way, all the way around, and you're going to pivot, stop here and pivot and go down from your seam and go all the way down so you get a smooth, pretty pocket. Okay, so we're just going to keep pinning till we get to the bottom of our, so we're just going to call this our skirt. We're just going to keep pinning. And I use quilter pins because they're longer and I like them better than little bitty short pins. These little bitty pins, I don't tend to like those very much. I like the quilter pins. They're very long and they don't move. Okay, so let's start our sewing. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a 5/8 seam allowance. And we're going to start sewing. Now, I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, you're probably going to do this way. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to flip mine around. And we're just going to do a 5/8 seam allowance. Okay? We're going to start, we're going to double stitch. And just guide it all the way around. All the way around. You have to guide your material. You have to guide it. Guide it all the way around. So now I'm getting to the point to where I said you're going to have to go into the side seam. Okay? So we're going to keep going. And then when we're going to get here, let's see if you can see. Make sure you can see it. I'm going to get here, and I'm going to go right when I stop. You can see my stitch on my side. And sometimes you just have to use your wheel and turn it to get exactly right there. You take it up and you pivot and go straight down your seam. Okay, so now we're just going to go straight. 5/8 seam allowance. Back stitch. All right, so now we're going to see how this pocket looks. All right, so we're going to take all our pins out. When you're sewing, guys, you want your inside of your garment to look as good as your outside of your garment. I'm just doing a teaching method just to show you, but trust me, I would be really, I'm really hard on my own self. So let me show you your pocket. This is a clean, beautiful pocket. You see that? Beautiful pocket. That's how your pocket will look. So, this is the back of the garment. This is the side seam. And that's your pocket. See your pocket, okay? This is the front of the garment. This will be the front and your pocket. Very clean finished pocket. You see here where it stops and then starts at the seam. That's a very clean pocket. This will be the back of your garment. So we just, this is the other pocket here. That's the back of your garment. Now when we sew the other side, it's going to actually have the same on the other side. But that is how you do a very, very clean pocket. Isn't that neat, guys? See, sewing is not that hard when it's explained and you understand it. I love it. So guys, I hope that helped you do your pocket. I really, really appreciate you making it your own with Kimberly, and I'll see you soon.